Hmm. Mm. Trying something new here, guys. 1 second. Okay. Will that work? Yes, I think it will. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Good Sunday afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well. That time again. Make sure I get everything I need in my lap. Okay, got everything. Hope everyone's doing good today on this Memorial Day weekend. It is Memorial Day, so hope everyone's going to stay safe. I know a lot of people are going to be out and celebrating, but let's remember what it's really for. Let's honor those veterans of ours for giving their lives for us to be able do to have weekends like this. Let's put it that way. So let's honor them this weekend. All right. So yes, let's jump in. Yeah, so please excuse me from being out past couple weekends. The last I think the last time we were here together, was it Mother's Day? I can't remember what day it was. Or it was yeah, I think it was Mother's Day. You probably heard me getting sick. I got really sick. Um uh I stayed home most of the week from work. I got something called, I swear, it's like something this past year has been so weird with me getting sick. Got something called viral laryngitis. Who gets that? Who gets that? Who has ever heard of that? Didn't hit my chest. It's kind of stayed here, so I still kind of sound very at first I sounded like Barry White. But now it's clearing up, so I sound a little groggy a little bit still. Then last weekend we had family day, so that was really fun. So we're back, and this week, I wanted to make something just cute and quick. Using IQ Designer, of course, you can use Palette 11. And I didn't think of it until the very, very, very last minute that I could show you guys how to make this in Palette 11, but I might have to maybe do that next week. Jason and I have got some furniture and stuff coming, so we're clearing out our bedroom and cleaning and doing all that kind of fun stuff, which is super exciting. I'm like thrilled, I'm like new stuff, new stuff. So unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time to jump into a second part today. But we're gonna do IQ Designer, and of course, if you have the Brother Like machines that have My Design Center. You can totally do this as well. But I thought it'd be cute to make little coasters today because I am getting new furniture and I'm like, well, we got new nightstands and of course we like to bring bottled water in there and we're not really good about having coasters. So, with something new, you want to make sure you keep it nice. And I'm like, well, I'll make some little coasters. And well, these are some from some of the cutest fabric that I recently just got. I'm working on a project for Baby Lock with it. And so I made it in this red, white, and blue fabric, but I'm going to make it in different fabric for us. But I designed these cute little just two color um fabric coasters that are super simple, super duper simple. Let's hold it this way. I designed it to be this way, but the fabric lends itself to be this way. Look how cute that fabric is. They're little sheep. Oh my God. And yes, I know I say all the time, I do not like the color red, but when it comes to red, white, and blue or American fabric, I will use it. Look at the back fabric. It's the same. Are they not adorable? Oh my gosh. So I had I had a jelly roll and I had a lot of it left over. So I was like, well, I'm going to use this too, because these would be cute to use around um 4th of July. So as you can see though, look at that fill. That is from design. If it keeps coming in and out, then what I would do is um close out and come back on. Because it's not doing that on my end. I will double check. Um, let me see. We don't have any storms or anything happening right now, so I'm just going to check my end just to make sure. I'm watching myself. So yeah, Jacqueline, if that's happening and you can hear me right now, yeah, it looks good on my end. What I would do is um leave and close out Facebook and then come back in and try to come back in. Sometimes it gets a little fishy with Facebook. So try that and see if that works. Um okay. So these so anyways, we're going to make these cute little coasters today, and you can see there's two different fabrics in here. So we're going to be piecing in the hoop. Um, it's really quick, it's really easy. Now, again, what I was saying about this fill, it's in the Design Suites holiday collection too. It's part of the July the 4th or patriotic, I can't remember the exact words, fills. And I'll show you those here in just a moment, what all comes in those. You can directly use these in the Solaris, or you can use them if you don't have a Solaris, you can use them in palette 11. So let me quickly show you what's all in that collection. And yeah, so we have a ton of collections of those. They're really, really fun. There's always new ones coming out, so keep your eyes peeled. So let me quickly just show you where I got, or did I close it? Hold on one second. Let me make sure it's still up. No, it's here. Okay. Let me go back to me. Let's see if it'll pop up. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so I'm going to select that and share, and hopefully that'll pop up for you in just a second. So this is the Design Suite Holiday Collection 2. This is number 2. So first off, it has the Valentine collection. You guys seen me use this one in this little quilt in the back. You can kind of see me pointing back here, the candy hearts. But down at the bottom here, and can I zoom in? Oh, I can. I think. Wait, let me get my face out of the way. How do you zoom in? Oh, oh, that's not. Never mind, guys. I don't know how to use a computer. So down here at the bottom are the patriotic ones or 4th of July. So you'll see like little Uncle Sam hats. This one says United We Stand. These cute, I love this one. That's the one I use. These cute waves and stars. The Liberty Bell. I've used this one before, which is beautiful, stitched out the USA and stars. And of course, the correlating decorative stitches right here. I love these stars. They're so pretty. So in this collection, they also have spring and St. Patrick's Day. I love the rainbows on this one. And of course, the ones that I have used in the Candy Hearts quilt is which ones did I use? Oh, did I only use, yeah. I only used the letters, and then I used the decorative stitch, this one right here. So it's a really cute collection. Look how cute that reminds me definitely of the cereal Lucky Charms, which is my favorite. So, because I like sugar. I like lots of sugar. Okay. So let me make sure I get you guys back up because I need to see your questions. This one? Yes. Yeah, Maylin, at your local Baby Lock dealer, also, if you can't get them through them, and you can go to the Baby Lock website and they may be on there, uploaded on there where you can purchase them now. You can use them with your Meridian, but you have to have Pallet 11. And what I mean is you have to go through Pallet 11 first and then design inside of Palette 11, use the fills in Palette 11, and then save it to a USB stick and bring it over to your machine. You cannot upload them to the Meridian as of yet. I don't know if that's something they'll ever change. I mean, quite honestly, I don't. But right now you can only direct connect or directly upload them in the Solaris. So hopefully that helps. But if you have Palette 11, yeah, you can totally use them. And again, you know what, that would be a great lesson for those of you who do have Palette 11. And I will definitely, you're so welcome. I can, definitely do something. I mean, why don't we do that next week? Um, because I haven't shown you that before. I know Mike Johns has shown that before on his group. But I think that would be a great lesson next week if you guys would like to see that. Um, Showing you how to use the fills from Design Suites in Palette 11. Let's say we'll actually do this little coaster. It'll be a great exercise, but we'll make the entire coaster in Palette 11 using the Design Suites fills. If y'all are okay with that, I think that would be a great little lesson. Okay, so what will we need for this? Well, um, whatever you want, really. So what I have is I am out of my no-show mesh, which y'all know I love and I use all the time. But I actually had some soft cutaway, which worked really good, and I actually like it. It's a little stiffer. So for the coaster, I think is great. So I am using some soft cutaway. It's like I said, it's a little bit heavier than the no-show mesh. But if you wanted to use just any cutaway, that's fine. Go right ahead. Use what you got. The tearaway I don't like because it makes things crunchy, and when it gets wet, it might be kind of weird. If your drink sweats, it might just be kind of weird in your coaster. So I've got my right here, Michigan. Oh, can I say something really quick, you guys? Anybody that's been infected with the tornadoes, my husband is now obsessed with tornadoes now that we had 3 baby ones. And I'm saying that very loosely because we did have a lot of devastation, but I know it's not as big as the devastation that everybody had in the plains this morning. So if anybody was affected by that, please know that our thoughts are with you, because my husband got up very, very early to watch that this morning, and it's really sad, and I hope everybody's okay from that. So I just want to jump on and say that you're in our thoughts. Okay, so I've got that already hooped, and we're just going to hoop the stabilizer by itself. The next thing I have, and these are 3.5 inches. So right here, I just have it hooped, and then I'm just using my 4x4 hoop. Now, if you're going to make a 4 set or a 6 set, go ahead and hoop a larger hoop. You can hoop whatever hoop you want. If you're just going to make 2, I think if you're going to make 2, you could probably get away with your 5x7. Yeah, they would have to be really close to each other. You can make them a little bit smaller. You probably could get away with your 5x7, but just figure out how many you're going to do at a time. And but since I really only need 2 for 2 of us, for this one, since I already have one done, I'm just going to do it in my 4x4. And then what you're going to need is a piece of batting. If you have any fusible fleece, that is a-okay too. So I just cut a big old honking piece, me. More is better. So it doesn't need to be this big, but at least 5, let's say at least 5x5. Okay. You definitely want at least 5x5. But I just cut a hunk here. You'll need 2 strips, at least 2.5 by 2.5. of whatever fabric you're going to use. And again, this adorable collection. Oh, I forgot what the collect. Did I throw it away? I did. But let me show you. It's an older collection that I found, and I think I threw away the tag, but look how sweet this is. I love the sheep, but I think my favorite fabric are these roses right here. So if you can find some of that, look how cute the tags are. This is precious. So I've got, let me measure. I think I knocked some. Let me measure how long. I don't know. Let's do, oh, shoot. Hold on one second, guys. 'Cause y'all know me, I'm always knocking something over. Maybe 6 inches long, 2.5 by 6 inches, just enough to give you enough. Let's put it that way. So I've got my two pieces of 2.5 by 6-ish inches. I just cut a hunk off, but let's say that that'll be enough. But I think the 2.5 is wide enough. I think if you go less than that, you're not going to have a lot. You know what I mean? You're not going to have a lot of wiggle room when we go to trim it. So at least 2.5 inches. But look how cute these are. Okay. And then a piece of backing 5 by 5. And I just adore these sheep more than anything in the world. I don't know. I'm obsessed with the sheep. So, okay. So that's all you really need. And some thread, some embroidery thread. I'm using 40 weight. That's what I always use. And my bobbin thread that matches my Solaris, which is a 90 weight. I use Finishing Touch, which I absolutely love. And my machine loves it. So that's all we're going to use. And then what we're going to do now is jump on over to our screen and let's get designing. And if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll keep turning my head to see, hey, Mickey, hey, Kathy. I'll just keep checking for questions. If I don't get back to you quick enough, I'm sorry. I get carried away. All right, here we go. All right, there's our screen. What size bobbin weight? Well, Dolores, if you have the Baby Lock Solaris, it's 90. Let me double check myself. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. I get so confused because I have both of them. It's 90, right? Correct? But wait. Hold on. Yes. Okay. So if you have the Solaris, it's 90. If you have the Meridian, it's 60. Wait. So that's what I use. And that's what they suggest with them. And I just always go with the suggestion. Okay. And I use Finishing Touch. And that's what of course, they suggest. And that's what my machine is really happy with. You know, I've never had any problems. Have I used, I have used, do I have some here? Yeah. And this one is 60 weight. If I've needed something really, you know, like color wise, and I didn't want to use my embroidery thread, I have used the Bottom Line, which is made by Libby Lehman. Her Bottom Line thread is amazing, so I have used that before. That's some good stuff. It's always been, and it's good for like sewing, you know, like if you're going to do anything that you need a lighter weight thread on the bottom, that stuff is amazing. And it's great for if you're doing, let's say, English paper piecing, because it's so thin. Oh my gosh, that stuff is awesome for that. Okay. And, you know, Libby Lehman is an amazing woman. So, okay, here we go. So we're going to go to IQ Designer or My Design Center, depending on which machine you have. All right. So the first thing that we want to do is I'm going to have you go up to Settings, and we're going to click on Settings, and then we're going to find where it says Grid. And then however it has you select, Mine has a little arrow. I'm going to click on it and I am going to select just this 4 section grid. I don't know what to call it, crosshair. And then say okay at the bottom. So now I've just got a crosshair and you'll understand why we're going to use it here. And then trying to get rid of some of them lines, but okay, good enough. So let's see. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select the shape for our coaster. Now, if you want, you can do a square, you can do a heart, you can do a star, you can do whatever your little heart desires. I'm just going to do a circle. So we're going to go to the shapes, and like this little stop sign shape would be really cute. The flower shape would be really cute. This little flower shape would be really, really cute. Really, you could do the egg for Easter would be really cute. So anything you really want. But today I'm going to be working with a circle, and then I'm going to say okay. And it's going to come in about 6 inches. So we need to change the size. Now, let me show you a trick. If you accidentally, you notice there's a red box around it. If you accidentally hit the screen or touch the screen with your finger or your wired mouse or your stylus, whatever you're using, and that red box disappears, you're just going to come down here to this back button and tap it, and it'll reappear because we want that red box around it. So we're going to click size, and we're just going to change it. Now, if you have the Solaris 3 upgrade or the Solaris Vision, you have the option up here to tap there and change it by numerically by typing in 3.5. You can do it that way. Oops, nope, hold on. Let me go back. Let's go back to so. I need to, hold on, y'all. I made a mistake. There we go. There we go. Or if we want to just do it with these size buttons here, we're just going to use the proportionally smaller key. So since most of us have that key, or all of us have that key, I'm just going to press and hold until it gets to around 3.5. Hey, Gary, I miss my skyscraper. Did I get it backwards, Sheila? Hold on. You know what? I get those two confused. So hold on. I'll get my I have to see, I get those two mixed up all the time. So 1 second, I'll double check and see if I'm wrong. You know, this is why they love me at Baby Lock. I give you the wrong information all the time. Okay, so I got them backwards, Cindy and Sheila and Dolores. I totally got them backwards then. So it is 90 weight for the Meridian and the Altair and 60 weight for the Solaris then. But I'm gonna double check, just gonna make sure, and everybody scratch what I said earlier because you know that's an Anna thing for you. Always getting things mixed up. Okay, so, but I will always let you know that I'm wrong. So here we go. So now I'm at about 350, which is fine. That's exactly what I wanted. If you want to make them bigger, you go for it. You can do whatever size you want. So now what I'm going to do is select OK. And the reason why I have the crosshair in here is I'm going to zoom in. The reason why I have the crosshair is because I want to do what's called piecing in the hoop. I want to have 2 pieces of fabric in here. So I've got to make it where there's an actual seam, right? So I have to draw a line down the center and to make my seam line. So this line right here is going to help me stay straight. But here's one weird thing. You won't really be able to see it because this line's in the way. So we're kind of going blind, going in at it blind, I should say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to my line properties. This is this top grouping of 4 right here. And we're going to click on the little piece of paper. And I'm going to select this little guy right here. So this slanted line right up here. It doesn't matter if I select a color right now at this point. We're going to change that here in a minute. And I'm going to select OK. And then I'm going to tap on this line. This line really has nothing to do with this, but just keeping straight. And I'm just going to tap a teensy weensy bit above it, or above the circle. And I'm going to press and hold. If you're using your finger, you're just going to hold. And if you're using a stylus, you're just going to hold it. And if I pull off to the side, you can see my line there. I'm going to hold and I'm going to draw straight down that line. And it's going to disappear because that line's in my way. And I'm going to go a little bit below the circle. And now you can barely see that line, right? Well, if I come up here to my settings and I go back to the grid and tell it not to be a grid anymore, there's my line. Perfect. So you can see it now. It's kind of confusing because that line is line is in the way, but that's all I'm looking for, is to keep it as straight as possible and in the center as well. Now, if you wanted to do multiple colors, you could go ahead and do as many lines as you wanted, but there's going to be extra work after this step. And so that's why we're just doing 2 colors today. Okay, so what we want to do at this point is tell this circle and this line to be a running stitch. So we're going to select line properties again. We're going to select a color. I always start with the green. I don't know why. It's just like I got into a habit of certain colors, certain steps being certain colors. So I selected that. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back. And what I want to tell it is I got a green color, but I want to tell it that to be a running stitch. So we're going to select that and then OK. Now what I want to do is come up here to the bucket. And then I'm going to tap on that line or any of the lines. Since the straight line in the middle and the circle are touching each other, they're all going to change together. Yeah, Cindy, because because I'm not good at drawing. If I if I were to use like the pencil, watch this. Oh, wait. I mean, seriously, that's me drawing. You see how unstraight? Yeah, terrible. Okay. So we have basically designed our first step. Well, not basically, we have designed our first step. And what this piece or what this step is going to be the piece that's, or I keep saying piece, the step that stitches on the batting. So this is going to be our placement line, basically. And it'll start making sense here in a few minutes. But what we want to do first is save, because we save and save often. So you're going to come to your memory key, or if you are on the Altair Meridian or the Brother Like machine, you're going to see a button similar to this one. You're going to see a pocket with the arrow going inside of it, not outside, but inside of it. And you're going to want to tap on that. You have to save my life. Literally, like my life would end if I had to draw a straight line. So if you have Altair Meridian or the Brother Like machine, you're going to want to select the pocket with the arrow going inside of it. So I'm going to select memory and machine. Now we can select next. And we're going to select set OK. If you're on the Altair Meridian or the Brother Like, you're going to select preview OK, set OK. And now we are at the embroidery screen. So we need to continue building our embroidery or our in the hoop embroidery. So that's when you're making in the hoop projects, you're building upon. You're starting with the very bottom all the way up to the very end. So we're going to go to Add and IQ Designer, wherever it is on your screen. And we're going to come up to, or wherever it is on your screen, the pocket with the arrow going outside of it. Mine takes a while because I have so much saved in there. I need to one day sit down and clean it out. Yours probably will not take this. All right, don't worry about what's going on this part of my screen, please. Okay, so this is the last one I saved right here. So I'm going to select it. Whatever you saved last will always be up here, will always be in the upper left. So now we're going to select OK. And there she is. But we're going to zoom in to about 200%. And what we're going to do is erase everything but that line. Okay. So we're going to grab our eraser. And I like to use the square. You can use whatever one you want. And we're going to take away the bulk of the circle. We're just going to start with the bulk of it first. So I'm just going to start outside here and just get rid of as much of it as possible. And then stop, and then come and get as much of it as possible this way. Okay. And then I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. And if you're on a Solaris, you have what I call the pan hand. So you can click it and move everything around. Make sure you unclick. If you're on the Altair, Meridian, or Destiny, I keep forgetting to throw the Destiny in there, guys. It's going to be very similar to the Altair and the Meridian. I apologize. Anything I'm doing. You have a little box up here, and there's a little red box. You just click in that red box and you drag it around, and it'll bring you to where you need to be. So we're going to make sure that our eraser's still selected, and we're going to start away from the project or from the line, and we're just going to start slowly bringing that in, and we're going to lightly get every little pixel that we can. Now we're going to go to the other side. Now, if you accidentally do this, don't worry about it. What you're going to do is come to your back button and it'll pop back up. If you need to zoom in more, go for it. If you need your eraser to be smaller, just make it smaller. Because I don't want any of these extra pixels hanging out here. So sometimes you have to get really small to get them, and just be very gentle. If you're using your finger, it's going to be a little bit harder. So I do suggest getting a wired mouse. I got mine from Amazon for like 10 bucks, like 2 years ago, and it's done great. And it goes with both of my machines. It works perfectly. You cannot use a wireless mouse, unfortunately. That would be really super cool. So I went to the bottom and I'm erasing every single little pixel that's hanging off to the side there. All right, perfect. So once I've got that, I am going to go back to 100%, and I've just got a line. So this is going to be the tack down line for my 2 pieces of fabric. So I'm going to come back to my line properties. I am going to select running stitch again. And just for separation of colors, I am going to select, I don't know, usually I go to, I think, blue next. And we're going to select OK. Make sure our bucket's on. I can use my mouse or my finger and tap that line. It changes color. At this point, if you want to save this, you can. It's not needed at this point. We saved the big chunk at first, so we did really good. Oh, we should have, you know what? I should have told y'all to save just the regular 3.5 inch circle, and I did not. I apologize, but that's okay. We'll make it work. All right, so next we're going to go to next. And for us on the Solaris, we're going to hit set OK. If you are on the Altair Meridian, Destiny, or the Brother Like machines, we're going to hit preview OK, set OK. And that's going to fall exactly where it needs to fall, right on top of this other line. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to select Add and IQ Designer. We're going to come back to our Recall button, which is the pocket with the arrow going outside of it. Because I didn't have you save the circle without the line through it, so sorry. We're going to have to do a little erasing again. We're going to select this guy here and then select OK. And we're going to erase that line now. So we'll zoom in. I'll do about 400%. We're going to grab our eraser. I like the square, and I'm going to get as much of it as possible. I'm going to get as much of it as possible. And now I can zoom in and get really close so I can get, I'm gonna make this smaller so I can get whatever's hanging out there. It's going to be very, very careful. And then come up a bit. If you come up above the line or below the line, it feel, you know, you're not as shaky with it, if that makes sense, because I get real shaky. If I get too close to start, this is what happens with me. Let's say I was trying to erase, you know, usually I would go like that. But if I get too close to it, it ends up happening like that. I just end up erasing everything. So let's go down to the bottom. I'm going to come up below it and oh, see, I made a hole right there. Just got to be careful, Anna. And if you need to just do one pixel at a time like this, like, yeah, and let go, and yeah, let go, then just do that. Or get your little guy as down as far as you can. Now on the Solaris, I'm going to zoom in really quick. On the Solaris, I wish they would add this to every machine. You can get down to 1, which means I can tap on each pixel and erase it. Otherwise, just be very, very careful. All right. So this is going to seem redundant, but it'll make sense here in a little bit. So what we're going to do is select the line properties. We're going to select no sew, and then we're going to select OK. We're going to select our bucket. We can use our stylus, our mouse, or our finger, and we're going to tap the circle. Now we're going to put our fill in. So in order to do that, we're going to come to our second grouping of 4 icons. That are your fills. We're going to select a piece of paper, and you can either do stippling, or you can do your fancy fills, the ones that are built in. You have a ton to choose from and play with. But I had saved this star one from my computer, from the design suites to here. So I'm going to do the same thing. So I've got my custom. And if I wanted, I've already got it saved here, but if I wanted to, if I've got it on a USB stick, what I'm going to do is come to my USB. I would select it. And let's say I wanted this one. I would select it and say, okay. And it's going to yell at me. It says, because I can only have a certain amount on there are saved on the machine of the brought in ones. So it's going to make me replace one of them. And I'm going to say, okay. And maybe I'll replace the holly leaves and say, okay. There it is. So, but really I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to say, okay. I'm going to select a color. Let me see. Let me get a color where I can see it still, but it's not red. Can't help myself. Let's do this blue. I'm going to say, okay. Now I'm going to turn my bucket on. Oh, it did? I'm sorry. And it's a little dark, huh? So I'm going to turn it. Okay. So I am now, you can barely see my circle, but watch what happens when I tap. I've turned my bucket on. I've tapped in there. Now you can see it, right? Let's zoom in a little bit because that circle is a little tiny. So there we go. So now my fill is in there, but now when I go over to next, that's what it looks like. Now, if you were on Altair Meridian or Destiny, it's going to look like it did a moment ago. In order to see what it's going to look like, you're going to select your preview okay, but don't touch anything else. Look at it, and if it looks like this, which doesn't look very pleasing, you're going to hit the return button. And then you'll have some icons down here or some choices down here. And what you're going to do is change the size to whatever you want. So on the Solaris, we can do it real time on this page. So I think I ended up changing it to 65 because this is so small. There we go, pretty. But on the Solaris, which does not happen on the Altair Meridian, our outline is automatically turned off. So what I want you to do is hit, oh, let me go back. I did it so too fast. This little guy right here on the Solaris, I'm going to have you click it and then select on and then okay. Ah, so cute. So stinking cute. I love it. Okay. So now I'm going to select set okay. Those of you with the Altair Meridian and Destiny, once you adjust your fill to your liking by hitting preview okay, returning, adjusting, all that, you can hit set okay. And now that's going to plop right down on top. Now we have one more step and we're done. So it's going to seem a little bit different than we normally do. Normally we'll have a stitch that attaches the back piece, but since we're leaving the raw edge on the end, all we need is a finishing stitch. It could be any finishing stitch. We don't need like just a running stitch and then a finishing stitch. So we're going to go to Add, IQ Designer. We're going to go to our recall button. I should have saved it again. I should have saved that 3.5 again. I'm so sorry, guys. Hopefully you guys caught that. If not, you're going to be good at erasing. We're going to select this guy again and then okay. And we're going to do some erasing again. I know you guys are so excited about that. So I'll just quickly do some erasing. I'm gonna zoom in pretty good here. I'm gonna take a breath. I never breathe during this process. Okay, there we go. Take another breath. There's one right there. Got it. And then I'm gonna move down. Take it off, take another breath. There we go. And then I'm gonna come from above, but I think the way that the line is, I'm gonna have to go down all the way down and use a very small one. And click, 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 and then click one more time. Okay, perfect. All righty. So now I'm going to turn this into a satin stitch. You can use whatever stitch you want. So we're going to go to our line properties. You can use a cute little candle waking. You can use a cute little chain stitch. This wouldn't really call itself to it. You can use one of your decorative stitches. You can use one of the design suites stitches, whatever you want. But what I'm going to use is a little satin stitch, and that's this little guy right here. And I'm just going to pick a color and say, okay, it doesn't matter what color I pick. I'm going to turn on my bucket and tap this little guy right here. We're going to select next. And I don't really need this to be a really wide satin stitch, just because I didn't want it to kind of take over the look. So really, I think I only went to about 120. If I remember correctly, that may be right. I'm pretty sure it's close. It's either 1.10 or 0.120. I'm just going to leave it at 0.120. I didn't change the density or anything. And then I'm going to hit set OK. Get it to where you want it. If you're on the Altair Meridian or Destiny, you're going to hit preview OK. Look at it, see if you like it. If you do, you can hit set OK. If you don't, hit return, adjust it. Hit preview OK, set OK. And there we go. We are now ready to embroider. So, I've already saved a copy of this, so I'm not going to save this one again. But now we're just going to jump on over and start embroidering. Y'all ready? Okay. Let me, excuse the weird little noise I just made. I was moving and don't move as good as I used to anymore. All right. So I just have like white thread in here. I'm not going to be changing a bunch of colors or anything like that. You totally could. You could go all kind of crazy with this. So what I'm going to do right now, if I can get this at a good angle, is I've got everything ready to go. I've got my okay, I have got my stabilizer hooped. Again, this is like a soft cutaway, which I am really liking right now. I've got my piece of batting. We're going to just load the batting in right now. And actually, what I am going to do for this purpose and this purpose only is I'm going to put a darker color on here so you can see what's going to happen. What do I have? What about that? I have a blue right here. So I am going to put a blue down so you guys can see really good what's about that. Love that. I mean, it makes me so happy. Okay, so have any questions, let me know. Thank you again for joining me tonight. So it's going to have that placement line for our two pieces of fabric and of course the circle. And if you're new to your Meridian, Altair, Destiny, or your Solaris, the running stitch always goes around twice. There's really no way to adjust that. Just let it do its thing. There's no problem with that. Okay. So now what you're going to need is your embroidery tape, whichever one you use. There's Kimberbell. I either use the Kimberbell or the R&K embroidery perfection tape. My whole career I've called it pink embroidery tape or pink perfection tape. And to me it's one of the best. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my first fabric and I'm going to overlap the fabric about 1/4 inch across that line. So there we go. The next piece of fabric I'm going to lay directly on top of that fabric. So we're basically like piecing in the hoop. So just like that. And since there's just two pieces of fabric, they're long enough, I don't really need to tape it down. So I'm just going to hit start right now. So that second line we created is going to tack it down for us. Beautiful. So you can see it created that nice little line right there. And now I'm going to go ahead and change my thread first before I move on so I don't forget to. Because I don't want the blue thread on there for the rest of it. I want the white. It just looks prettier. So give me a split second and I will get my white on there. Okay, so I'm going to just pop this off for a second. Well, I thought I turned it. I guess I can't. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little guy and open it up. And if you wanted to, you could take this over and press it with your iron. If you have like a little iron near you or whatever, just be very careful. Don't press the hoop. You can use your little seam roller, kind of like I have right here. This one's from Modern American Vintage. He makes the most beautiful wood products. I use this clappers. I use all his stuff just because it's quality made and it's absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm going to use some tape just to hold down the sides. I always cut my tape, especially for the back pieces, because I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get to the back. Why I cut my pieces versus rip them. Hold that little side down there. And now what's going to happen is the fill stitching is going to stitch out. So that'll take just a couple minutes. All right. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with these little sheep, but yeah, they're the cutest darn things. My other favorite are the Deb Strain patriotic fabric with the lab dogs or the Labrador retrievers. Anything with the animals, I am so there. Animals are just so cute to me. But you know I'm obsessed with my little girl, who we found out recently has Cushing's and has had some bad times this past week or two. That she's trying to get better. She's asleep on the floor right now with her mommy. Except for she's wearing a shirt that says Daddy's BFF. It doesn't say mommy's best friend. It says Daddy's best friend. Hmm. Huh. Cute little thing. But isn't that feel just so sweet? And like on a larger something, I don't know, like a quilt block or whatever you're making with this, and it's much larger, it's gonna be so pretty stitched out bigger. We resized it quite small because I did 65%. But if you took it up to what is it? Does it go 200%? Yeah. It would be so beautiful. Just love it. Those sheep. Sorry. I'll stop talking about the sheep. They're just so cute. Now I do have the foot raised a little bit. I should have mentioned that, and I'll double check what I have it raised to, just in case it wants to get caught on this little flap. The other thing you could do is put a little piece of tape right there if you wanted to. That's really however you would like to do that. All right, almost done right there. Perfect. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take it off, take the hoop off, not the project out of the hoop. And we're gonna flip the hoop over. The back here. And I'm going to place my background fabric down, just like that. And then I'm gonna take my tape and I'm gonna cut it. And I'm gonna tape the four sides down. Okay, so here's my reasoning of cutting the tape versus tearing. So I noticed when I first started using tape, any tape, the blue painter's tape, whatever, until I was introduced to this, when I tear it, it would, when it was going, especially on the bottom, when it was going on, moving across the bottom here, it would get pulled up, and then I would have all kind of trouble underneath the hoop, like the fabric would flip up and all that. So when I started cutting the tape, I wouldn't get that at all. So, when you tear the tape, so if I tear this, you get these weird little pieces like this that when they get on the bottom of, here, they're more likely to do that and all that. So ever since then, I've cut my tape and it just looks nicer. And you don't have this problem, right? It's bad. So cut that piece. And we'll cut the bottom pieces here. I usually don't put them this big, but that's okay. Oh, off there. Okay, and then usually what I do is I'll flip it over. Make sure it's all good. Okay, so I'm gonna slide her back on. And always try to hold it up a little bit. So I don't touch that tape. Okay, there we go. So last stitch is going to be that satin stitch. And this is where I was talking about, I don't add a tack on, like a tacking stitch, because I won't need it, because I just won't need it, because I'm not treating it like an applique, because I am leaving the raw edge and cutting around with pinking shears. And you can see it, I think this was, oh yeah, it says it's 7 minutes long. So they stitch out pretty quickly. And honestly, you could color sort them. So if you did multiple in a hoop, you could have, every step stitch out at one time. That way you could just knock them out so super quickly. Yeah, that one, that satin stitch is a teeny bit bigger than the other one, but that's okay. That doesn't bother me. It actually looks better. So I must have used the 0.100 rather than 0.1200 on the first one. That looks really good. I actually do like that. Hey, Sally. All right, almost done. Then I'm gonna pop it out of the hoop and we are going to trim her up and she's done. And this, I don't know, I mean, may sound silly, but I think it would be cute for, just making a set of these for a cute little housewarming gift. Um, throw in with like a cute little tea towel and a bottle of, I don't know, people do wine. I don't, but just because I don't drink wine, I just bleh. But I will take a bottle of champagne and some pineapple juice, just saying. Nice mimosa. Okay, so let's pop it out of the hoop now. Well, I'm gonna pull this back stuff off. And see if the back looks great, We pull this tape off. Now, the cool thing about the R&K tape is it's reusable. That's why I love it so much. So I can put this wherever I need to hold it, and I'll pull those little threads off and hang on to it. All right, so I'm gonna pop her out of the hoop. And I'm going to move this guy over a little bit. Just like this. Okay. And get out of the way. And I like to cut off a lot of the excess first rather than just jumping right in with my pinking shears, because that's just a lot of stuff to get unzip through. Like really, I just go for it. Go. That out of the way. This tape off, extra tape. And I'm going to do like, I don't know, quarter-ish. I say a quarter-ish, but it gets, a little bit closer. It's not quite an eighth, but anywhere around there. I'm not great with pinky shears. I try to line it up the best I can. Especially on these thick parts. You gotta have a little bit of muscle there. The blue star fabric's really cute. It's really pretty. My problem is sometimes when I'm cutting with pinky shears, I don't get it even, and it's hard to make it look good. But I didn't do too bad on it, so not too bad, not too shabby, shabby. But these are gonna look best holding them like that. Oh my gosh, this came out so cute. Thank you guys. Thanks, Dolores. But yeah, even the stars going that way is really cute. So, all right, let me flip back over to you guys. Try not to knock anything over. Okay, all right. We did it. We did it. Oh, Mickey, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, it's I think we have a new appreciation here for tornadoes, but it's not anything like what anybody in the Midwest, or they call it the Plains or Texas or anywhere. We did not go through. I mean, we had bad damage, but I can't imagine growing up in it like that. I've always said, I have survived not tornado hurricanes And we don't even freak out about them because we know when they're coming, and we don't even get scared by them because we know what's going to happen and stuff. But when it's a tornado, I mean, I can't even imagine, and I'm so sorry that's happening around you guys. So yeah, I have a new appreciation for them about even what happened, little bit happened to our town. I mean, we did have one death, and that was very, 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 very sad. And a lot of our stuff got destroyed, but not like what we saw this morning, what was happening out in that area. So, oh my gosh. But yeah, our thoughts are out there with everyone in that area. But so not to make light of anything, but thank you guys for your comments. Yes, these are really, really, really quick and easy. I know I had these fun little cute fabrics in here, but I think they can call themselves to some pretty fabrics. You really don't have to do the hanging over fabric. You really could add, a stitch right before the final stitch and trim them. And then do a satin stitch on the edge and just make them really, dainty nice, You could really do it however you want. But something fun and quick and easy. And it's a really great refresher. Or if you're new to IQ or My Design Center, this is a really cute, quick project to make too. And again, what I do with it, y'all know half my time is looking for my stuff. 1 second. Hold on. I just want to show y'all something. Oh, careful. Oh, I know where it is. It fell in the back. Hold on 1 second. I remember this happened yesterday. Excuse me, everyone. You're gonna see me disappear for a sec. Oh my goodness, I'm destroying the whole room. Because everything just fell down. All right, so okay, I still have my microphone. Okay. June 8th. I set up a time for a Zoom class. Lacey, please don't knock that over. She's just as clumsy as me. There we go. So I set up a time for our Dream Big panel class, June 8th. I think I've got it 11 to 2 Eastern time. But of course, if we need longer time, I'll hang on. It's no big deal. Now I got one of my panels in. I'm going to be doing it back and forth on the Solaris and the Meridian, which is the same as the Altair Meridian, and basically the Destiny as well. The Destiny is going to be kind of like the Solaris. So if you have a Destiny, yes, you can take this class. And if you have the Brother Like machines, yes, you can take this class. So I got my panel. Now there's a couple different styles of panels out there. There's ones with the big like flowers that look like this. There's different types of flowers that Hoffman makes. If you find a panel that's just, even way different than this, it doesn't matter really what you are working on or what type of panel it is. This is still going to be a good class for you because you're going to learn different, techniques, how to work around shapes within a panel. But they have just the regular big panels of one flower, or they have a panel that has multiple flowers on it. So they have one that has this big flower, and then it has multiple little ones on there. So it's got this little guy, and and then it's got this little guy. And then there's another colorway that I ordered too, that has, I think maybe even 3 smaller ones on here. So, if you want to order one that's kind of like this is actually good because you got different sizes, and you have multiple way, or you have multiple times to practice. Basically, does that make sense? You have multiple of them to practice on. And these are cute because these call themselves for like pillows. You know what I mean? So it's really, 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 is this some, yes, absolutely, Sue. So here's how it works. Any of my classes, you can take them that day, or if you sign up, after the class is done, I will send out the Zoom link for the class. It's not an edited version though. You get the whole class and you can rewatch anytime forever. So it's yours forever. You may want to fast forward through some of the chit chat and all that. But yeah, you can. So you're going to go to my website. I'll type it in here. Yeah, Cindy, I know. No, it's actually easy and it's really fun. Um, let's do this one. So if you go to, and I'll show you guys, actually, I'll do a quick, show you where to find it, okay? So we'll go to share. We'll go to here. Is that going to pop up? Yeah. So I'll show you where to find it. So if you go to www.forever, not 21, because I'm not 21 anymore. I'm 22 now. So foreverbblouise.com. And then pop-ups. If you go to shop, where it just says shop, it might take a moment to pop up some things here. I have some, now let's say like this one right here, this class was done a couple years ago. You can still purchase this class, and you'll get the Zoom link. This is yeah, but anyways, well, here's the Dream Big class. So you're going to click on it. And what's going to happen is once you add it to cart and you pay, it's going to send you a zip file with the Zoom link and the supply list. So, and you know, here's the date and the time. What I did not put on there, and I should have, is the Destiny or the Dream Machine. You can definitely take this class. I should have done it. I'm so sorry. But if we look at this, see, I'm zooming in on it. See, all of that was done with IQ Designer. Isn't that beautiful? I need to pull the quilt back out. But isn't that pretty? This one was all done on the Meridian because I only had the Meridian at that time. All done by scanning, taking a picture of, you know, using the app, taking a picture, scanning in, using different colors threads to match and everything. It was, I'm going to say it was tedious, but it was so much fun. I got to use so many different color threads and I just had a blast doing it, and all the different fills. I look at it and go, I cannot believe I did that myself. So don't worry about this right here. I know this little button here I can't get off. Just go to add to cart and then check out from there. So I know this has confused some people, and I'm like, just check out, you know. And it's only $20. I didn't want to make this one a really expensive class. So stop share. Okay, let me make sure. I lost you guys. There we go. Okay. Thank you guys. Okay. So I'd love to have you all if you would like. I have no limit of how many people can sign up because it's a Zoom class. I don't care. And the cool thing about it is it's just like this, but I'll be able to see your faces, hear your voices, and I'm so excited about that. So okay. Well, I hope everyone has a great week. I hope you enjoy If you're off tomorrow for your Memorial Day, me and Jason happen to be, we're so excited. But remember what it's really for. And so thank you um to all the veterans who have done their job for us and for our country. And yeah, so see you next week. I think we'll do a little palette work next week. I think that's a great idea. I mean, I don't know if it's a good idea, but we're gonna do it anyway. And um, remember to shop local, shop small, and I'll see y'all all next week. Bye, everyone.